Hi, friends. Good evening. Thanks for joining in. Trust you and your loved ones are fit and fine. First of all, I would like to thanks Mr. Nilesh, the founder of FMJPI, for giving me this opportunity to share some ideas and thoughts with you all. Also, I would like to congratulate the entire team of FMJPI led by Mr. Nilesh Barot for successfully completing 5 years and managing this amazing network, wherein all fraternity experts are able to share the industry benchmarks and various ideas. So, before I start, let me see people are joining in. Before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is Munish Sehgal, and I am an Air Force veteran and specialized in complete facility management with diverse industry experience. My dear friends, I started my career in Indian Air Force as a non-commissioned officer in June 1988, currently working as a head facilities with a group named M2K Group. The M2K Group is a leading Indian business organization with significant presence across diverse industries. In a very short span of time, the group has ventured in the sunrise sectors such as biotechnology, infrastructure, real estate, multiplexes, defense and aviation, and achieved significant success. Dear friends, as we all are going through a tough phase of pandemic, and the pandemic has changed the way of living, and this is the first and foremost human disaster in 2020. No one has been spared of its ill effects. Economies of about 100 plus countries have been destroyed. Businesses across the world, namely hospitality, entertainment, aviation, etc., have seen a major negative impact and struggling to get back. So, before I start today's topic is COVID impact on Indian cinemas. A large number of India's 10,000 odd cinema screens may never light up again, as more than 5 months of closure and uncertainty over reopening prompt many of them to down shutters forever. The worst hit will be single screen cinemas, which may not be able to bear the additional costs of safety and hygiene whenever they are allowed to open. India has approx 6,327 single screens and 3,200 multiplexes as of 2019, according to the FICCI EY Media and Entertainment Industry reports. The film exhibition sector is in a mess. Theaters are unsure when they can reopen, with economies around the world barely surviving the onslaught of COVID 19. Now, my dear friends, the big question is whether there will be any films for release due to the extended production halt and the completed film streaming on digital platforms. Secondly, as we all are aware that Netflix, Amazon, Prime, etc. have witnessed a record surge in subscriptions during the lockdown. This doesn't mean that everybody has suddenly turned a film lover, but that these platforms offer a plethora of entertainment options for people locked inside their homes. The content and range of programs on these portals is also far superior to what is available on regular television. There are films and TV series which are released exclusively on these platforms. However, there is also a grave danger. Access to these platforms is largely limited to an urban demography that can afford an internet connection along with the subscription fees, which also determines the class character of its viewer. Now, my dear friends, a big question is here whether audience will feel confident enough to return. Like India, the world's biggest movie market. So what will be the future of Indian cinema market and how it will work and how cinema is preparing for comeback? My dear friends, I am cautiously optimistic that cinemas will be able to start operations by starting or mid of October with a fair amount of economic activities are opening up in our country and with theaters opening around the world. People want to get out of their homes and watch new movies. Extensive safely measures have been conceived and put in place by M2K Cinemas in its properties to safely resume playing big movies again. Customers will go through double levels of checking. First, at the mall, as both our multiplexes are housed inside the malls, and then again at cinemas, where there would be a temperature checks, making masks and gloves compulsory, and so on. We will ensure that touch points inside the cinemas will be minimal by insisting on digital tickets, cashless transactions in food counters, and so on. We, we are also planning to sell more pre-packed food such as nachos, popcorns, and soft drinks, and ensuring sitting with adequate social distancing, frequently disinfect of auditoriums, cleaning of air conditioning ducts more often than pre-COVID-19 times. The sitting capacity will reduce dramatically, but our luxury class seats already have adequate distancing. Despite reducing sitting to 60% of the overall capacity, I assumed that the revenue will not drastically reduce as the average occupancy in movie theaters is anyway 35%, and we expect that there would be no more crowds during the weekdays since people may want to avoid the crowds during the weekends. With differential pricing, the losses may be evened out. So that was all about the preparation with the hope of opening of Indian cinemas. And I once again thanks to Mr. Nilesh for organizing this live webinar for connecting the FM peers, and thank you all for joining in and staying tuned for me. You can reach out to Nilesh or send me directly if you have any questions. Signing off for the day. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.